Good morning. So it's Sunday morning. I forgot for a minute. It's about 7:30, close to 7:30. We got up early and tried to get out here before the sunrise. We made it kind of just as the sun was rising, but last night was beautiful. I was really psyched and just thankful to make it to the ocean water. It's just something that I love so much. I'm originally from upstate New York, but my family moved to Tennessee when I was a kid, and then I lived in northern Florida for a while as a kid, and later in South Dakota, and moved around quite a bit, but Nashville, and it's been pretty much our hub. But I've always loved coming back to Florida, coming back to the ocean, St. Augustine, Vero Beach, and most recently in the last decade or so, like Santa Rosa Island, Pensacola Beach, Florida is beautiful, and Navarre is just amazing. Just white sand, soft white sand, and beautiful skies and beautiful blue or aqua green water, just lovely. And most of the time it's very empty. There's not a lot of people here. You could stand on the beach and not see anybody in either direction as far as you can look. I think right now there might be a lot of displaced people from the storm, so there's a lot more people up here. So I'm pretty much sticking to either being in the hotel room or going for rides and just looking at stuff. I've been in a couple of souvenir shops real briefly, but it's hard to wear a mask in the stores because my face is pretty uncomfortable here, and I'm still COVID conscious. I'm a sheeple, but I don't care. I don't want a fever. I know, flu season, COVID, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to avoid it. So the trip down was fine, but it's exerting in its own way. And so and then the whole hotel ordeal thing, and then I flared up like really bad. Next day it calmed down like most of the way down, but not all the way back to normal. And then last night I made it to the ocean, but I will be honest, like walking back across the sand, it is not what it used to be. Like every step, honestly, for my feet, it's like I feel like somebody's like literally breaking the bones, in the arches of my feet, or the pads, the front pads of my feet. Like every single step is like walking in glass. It's painful. And it's a whole body effort. So it's like, I don't know if it's my condition or from being just totally out of shape from doing nothing, or fibromyalgia or whatever, but by the time I made it to the car, I was very, very exerted and just hurt everywhere. And then by the time I got home, like this side was like super flared up. This earlobe puffed up like way big, and I even had some redness like in my neck behind the ear and like all down here. It was primarily over here. Could be because maybe the sun's been on that side and coming through the car window, and I just didn't notice it as much. As you can see, I'm in my hoodie. I feel like a vampire, but I don't care. It was just really, it came at a high price. I slept last night with a fan on me, but I kept waking up feeling my ear burning and trying to position it into the fan, and it never all the way went down. This morning it was still pretty hot and stingy. I washed it. I have just a gentle like oil of Olay soap I use. I just washed it and put a little Cetaphil moisturizer on my face. I didn't put more sunscreen on. I don't plan on being in the sun. I plan on hiding from it today. I don't want to put anything else on my skin. I just want to let it calm down. We got here early. We found like the entrance way that had disabled parking ramp or a boardwalk ramp so that it would take me as far across the sand dunes and stuff as I could get before I had to walk in the sand. The sand is nice and cool in the morning. It feels really chill. But the walk back was exerting. As the sun got a little higher, I told my husband, I was like, this is beautiful. I want to be down here. I really do. But I'm going to go back to the car and turn the air on and just chill in there for a little bit. And, if you want to walk around and stuff, go for it. We're here. So he's walking around, checking out the beach a little bit more. And I am trying so hard to be positive, especially for him. Like, this is our vacation. I want it to be something nice between us. We go home tomorrow. So, it's not like it's that much more time. And I want him to have a good time and enjoy it. And I want us to enjoy each other. But, it's just like little victories at high costs, and it's hard. Like I don't know, I'm still learning at this. I know, like, my first video I came on was like, this illness doesn't define me, my identity's in Christ, etc., etc. That's true. I want you to know that, I don't want to be a hypocrite. Like, that is true. My identity is in Christ. Yes, I have these conditions, or I'm affected by them. And it is a huge part of my life right now. But my original statement is that who I am in the core, in the center of my being, inside, beyond all this skin and body and pain, is who I am with God, and in God. And that in that I can still find hope and purpose. And if I can't go to the beach anymore, I'm going to be crushed. I'm going to cry like a baby. I'm going to feel terrible, but at the end of the day, I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to pick myself up and I'm going to find out what I can do. And maybe I'll, start painting pictures of the ocean. Maybe I'll, I don't know, make little ocean scenes in tiny glass jars people can wear on their neck. I'll make trinkets, or I'll be a mountain girl, or I'll move to Alaska. I'm not sure, but some days are a lot harder than others. But I don't want, like, my complaining or my expressing how I'm feeling about, pain, or when I get emotional, to be a backpedal to, like, oh yeah, she's, got her identity in Christ, la la la, but here she is crying every day about her condition. But I'm not perfect. I am still very much learning how to live with these new limitations. But always in my core, like I wrote a poem a long time ago. Maybe I'll read it on here sometime. There was a time in my life where I went through another type of crisis, and I questioned everything out there, everything in existence. I questioned it all. And the old saying, I think, therefore I am. Mine became, God is, therefore I am. Like, I knew that if I couldn't trust anything else, if I couldn't depend on anything else, if everything else was broken, including myself, that what did I truly believe in beyond anything else, and when I got to the core of that, and I unwound, that spool of life, the main thing there, the only thing there, was God. And my belief in that is so strong that it could hold up all of my doubts and fears and let me rebuild on that foundation. And so, that's how I feel about that spiritually. Does it mean I don't hurt in the flesh? No, it doesn't. I'm gonna have some things that I have to overcome and deal with, and this is one of them. I don't know how I'm gonna process this. I was talking about being able to get through the snow globe, and I guess in this case it'd be like the sand globe. But on my last video, but it's like I had to walk through broken glass to get there. And I have to decide at some point whether or not it's worth it to go through the pain and the exhaustion for the few minutes that I'm able to do that, to stand with my feet in the water and feel that ocean breeze and, and do what I love. Is it worth it for a few minutes to do what I love, to have hours and hours of burning pain and fear and agony and all that stuff, and to have to turn around and leave and be like, okay, time's up, that's my timer, I gotta get in the car, I gotta go back to the hotel, and it's easier, I think, to be trapped at home, to reduce the pain and to not have the temptation, I guess. I don't think temptation's the right word, but to not have the carrot dangling there in front of your face, I guess it's easier at home because you don't have that, and so you're not going after it and pushing all your limits to try to get there. And here, there it is. It's like my favorite thing, my favorite place to be, and it's so close that I, could reach out and touch it, but I can only have little short experiences of it, and even that is costing me a lot physically and mentally. So I don't know. Am I glad I came? I'm not sure yet. I'm glad I have the time with my husband, but I hate feeling like a burden, like if we are driving through, a little town or something, and it's yesterday like 80 something degrees, and we want to go in and get, an ice cream cone or something, coffee, or, whatever it is, a sandwich, if we pull up there, like, I don't want to go in, it's too hot, the parking lot's hot, the car will have to be turned off, which means it's going to have to get cooled down. A lot of these places here leave the doors open and just have big fans. It's not cold enough inside. So, he has to go in and wait in these lines and tell me what's on the menu and, give me the options and all that. And that's just a lot of extra work for him, and, he says he doesn't mind, but I know sometimes it's frustrating, or like, having to move a lot of the stuff from the car into the hotel, or just different things that he has to help me with because I just can't do them. Or even this, I'm sitting in the car talking to you guys and my husband's out walking the beach, enjoying the beauty in the ocean, and this is our trip together. But I need to pull back, as you can see. Well, maybe you can see I've got it blocked off here, it's bright out there, the sun is like right here, and so I'm keeping the air on in my car. I'm keeping my hoodie down even though it's warm and it's making my ear hot, because I'm trying to block as much light as I can from my face right now, and do what I can. And it's difficult. Like this morning, I was like, hey, the sun's going to come up pretty quick. And once it does, I don't think I'm going to be able to be out very much. He's like, well, the good news is it's going to be a lot cooler today. It's like 61 degrees, and it's only going to climb like a couple degrees here and there. It's not going to get up to the 80s today. It's going to be a little more cloudy. It's not cloudy, by the way, but he was saying all these really positive things, and I'm like, okay, that's good, but it's Florida sun. It can get you through the clouds. The temperature sounds great, but the external temperature and sun is only half the battle. The other half is me, getting exerted. Like anything can warm me up. Walking can warm me up, laughing, crying, eating something warm. I don't eat anything spicy. I take lukewarm or cool showers generally. I haven't had a bath in like 20 months, like I miss that. I used to love taking a nice hot bubble bath with the Dead Sea salt and candles and, nope, no baths, but it's not just the temperature outside. It's me, it's me not exerting myself. So just like walking in the sand, that flared me up last night. Had nothing to do with the sun, unless maybe there was a little side effect from, maybe sun coming in through the car window when I was driving earlier that day. I don't know. That's possible. But yeah, you guys know exertion, and for those of you who have EM in your feet, like I get it a little bit in my feet. I get it mostly, primarily in my face, and then mostly after that in my hands, and then after that, feet and then knees. But my feet, like last night, they were pretty red. They swell. They definitely swell, and they hurt. But I don't know if that's fibromyalgia or rheumatoid arthritis or EM. I know they don't generally burn very often. Now, I also have, I always say it wrong, Raynaud's. So like when they're not burning, they're freezing, fingers turn purple and white and toes and stuff like that. Nose, good stuff all around. I like hit like the genetic jackpot of doom somehow. I don't know. I'm sure you all feel that way too. So I've rambled on enough. I'm going to put this down, but, it's Sunday. I'm in Navarre Beach, Florida. I would love to be out there swimming with a jellyfish. Maybe not the jellyfish, but there's a bunch of them out there. But I would love to be out there in the water. But I'm not today. I'm going to take it easy. Maybe, find somewhere out here to have some decent breakfast. Either here at my hotel, maybe watch a movie in the room, or find a little island souvenir shop and buy some stuff, little shop therapy, love on my husband, try to be nice to myself, say some prayers, thanking God for the Sabbath and for my life and all the amazing things I have in my life. But I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll keep you posted. Thanks for listening.